In the last few lessons, we talked about data types, and we talked about numbers as data types. We also talked about strings as data types. And there's a few other data types just to be aware of. And one of them is a Boolean data type. So we're just going to call this D. And the way that you set Booleans, they can either be true or they can be false. And also, in order to quote out, to comment out parts of your JavaScript in order to make comments, all you have to do is do these two slashes here. So I'm just going to write false here. So these are either true or false. True or false. And they're going to become more apparent why, how to use these in later lessons. But essentially, just quickly jumping ahead, we're going to look at these conditional statements where we do something like if D, and then we do a condition here. So this is one of the most common ways that we're using Booleans, but also you can use them in a number of different ways as well. So essentially, you're able to get these two values, true or false, and then use those Booleans in a number of different ways when you have only the two possibilities of a true or false statements. So it's whatever the logical entity is, you can only have those two values. And just to finish it up as well, there's a few different data types as well. So if there is nothing defined, the value is going to be undefined. So that means that there hasn't been a value assigned to it, but the variable has been declared. So if we declare a value but we don't define, if we don't assign a value to it, it's going to be an undefined type. There's also a null type. So null is exactly one value. It can only be null. So this is another way to kind of do a similar thing that you're doing at the true and false. You can assign a null value to it. So you can do something like null value. Actually, I think it's lowercase. So yeah, so you can assign a null value to it as well. And also, there's different ways to assign additional data types, such as objects, which we're also going to get into in later lessons. But essentially, there's going to be three main data types that you can be working with, most common, and that's going to be the numeric ones, the string ones, and then the Booleans.